gift audio on? I like the gift audio. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it on?
Mhm.
And then let's see. I'm gonna send a blast real quick.
Oh, shit, that's one thing I forgot. Hold on, I'm going to be right back, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're right. You know, I think I will turn it off. You're right. Especially if it's one of those loud ones. People don't like to gift though if they don't hear their gifts. I know that's a fact. That's the only reason I like to leave it on. People don't like to gift if they can't hear it. Thank you for the 100. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Babe Cave. We're getting ready to start in just a minute. We're just waiting for Ashley to get back. She went to go send a blast. So we're going to start very, very soon. If you guys don't know, the Babe Cave is about being a fly on the wall in the girls' bathroom. We will be discussing lots of very, very intense, weird, detailed, funny, different subjects and topics. We'll be giving our opinions and having conversation like we're in the restroom and just having girl talk. And then we're going to bring in the man cave where the men will be allowed to come in. We'll bring them into the box, and which means we can only bring in 3 men. And then we'll hear their opinions, stories, perspectives, questions, possibly, things of this sort. Hello, Ash.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How was your weekend? Thank you.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Hang on just a second. I forgot to tell somebody we went live, so just give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you, best friends.
Okay. All right. So
Now.
anyway, you going to start now?
It starts pretty much now.
Okay, here we go.
Maybe give it like 5 more minutes.
Want to give a couple minutes?
Yeah.
If you're ready to start emojis, just let me know. Hello, Jean Paul.
Hey, John Paul.
We're going to start right now. Here we go, Emoji J. You can delete it. Here we go. Aloha.
And hola.
Welcome to Groovy and Ash's
Babe Cave.
It's like being a fly on the wall in the girls' bathroom.
So roll a joint and smoke it.
You've now entered no man's land. You'll be hearing top secret info and opinions, experiences and stories from a woman's perspective. Then you'll receive or be able to share a man's opinions, perspectives, presumptions, and questions. Without further ado, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing spectacular. I went jet
Oh,
skiing
wow.
today. And that was fun. I took my son out of the water. It was so cold, so we wore wetsuits, but I didn't have booties, so my feet were frozen. What did you do today?
Not a whole lot. Just kind of hung out and live streamed and hung out.
Good deal. So guess what happened yesterday?
What happened?
I started my period.
Dude, that sucks.
I'm telling you, it's the worst. Why do girls have to have these?
I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. Like, I just don't get why we have to have them. Why don't men get them too?
I know. We get the periods, we give birth, we have PMS.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I don't have to worry about that because my birth control, which is an implant in my arm, prevents me from getting my period pretty much.
Wow, I thought that birth control only timed it to where it was accurate every month.
That is if it's a pill, but if it's an implant or something inserted in your body to be left for years, then it's not. It's all the time.
Oh, okay. So even I learned something. I love being in the bathroom. Us girls, we get to talk about everything.
Yeah.
All right, so usually for me, the first day is simple, and then the second day, it's the heavy flow.
Ooh,
How about you? You have periods.
No, mine pretty much starts crazy right out the gate.
Right
And
out the
it
gate.
surprises me.
No warning.
No warning.
You know, I used to have dreams the night before I started.
Hmm.
Honest to God, I used to have dreams the night before I started. That was pretty cool. Then I knew the next morning I would start.
That's crazy.
Today. Yeah, it happened for years and years. I'd had the dream the night before, which was bizarre. All right, so as far as the heavy flow goes, I heard there's some girls. There's been a couple days where I've had to go through a super tampon every 2 hours.
Oh, it's horrible. Heavy
Those things,
flow.
yeah, those things are supposed to soak you up, but not me. That was like, what's going on? I thought I would die. How can we bleed and not die, Ashley? How can we?
We're like the only creatures on the planet that can. Like, no, wait, the only gender on the planet that
There's
can.
gender that can bleed and not die. That's right. So what about when you're out in a public place and you start, Ash?
Depends, man. When I first started my period, ever, I was 10 years old, and we were out camping in tents, and we had to go this little like corner store at the corner of right next to the lake, and it had like one kind of pad, and it was this ginormous pad. Horrible. I was 10 years old, wearing a diaper.
You started at 10.
Hmm.
Do you know I started right before I turned 17? I
Wow,
was a late bloomer.
that's lucky.
I think it was because I was so active in gymnastics and all that stuff. I think it just delayed.
You girls really?
Girls start at all different times at 10. That's very, very young to start.
Yeah, it was.
Very young. I'm sorry to hear you started so young. My goodness,
Yeah.
that must have been traumatizing as a 10-year-old.
Actually, it was being at the campground with my grandparents and my parents and my brother and my cousins and my uncles and aunts. Oh, and then I had to go to that corner store. It was just mortifying.
That's a pretty bad story for starting in public and at such a young age.
I'm telling you.
Embarrassing. It's embarrassing sometimes, especially like if you're wearing white pants.
Oh my gosh, that has happened to me more than once.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Not just white pants, khakis, jeans, even dark jeans.
Wow. Yeah, I've gotten lucky pretty much, but that's because I start a little slower. So what are some of the terms? Let's see. I always say Aunt Flo. Aunt Flo is visiting town. What do you like to call it?
I usually call it Shark Week, actually.
Shark Week? There you go. Shark Week, guys. I love it.
Code Red, yeah, that's one. Code Red.
There's a lot of other names for it, like Code Red. That's one. How about the monthly gift?
Oh, that's baloney. I'm telling you right now.
Whoever came up with monthly gift, there's nothing gifting about that.
Yeah, that's such crap.
Other than what, Ash? Other than that means I'm not pregnant.
That's
I think that's why they call it. I think that's why they call it the monthly gift. Hey, we're going to be bringing in you guys, in a little while, and you guys are going to give your opinions, questions, and perspectives shortly. Okay, so there are some other names besides Aunt Flo, Shark Week, monthly gift. What about, do you have any more? You can think of any more?
there would be like, oh gosh, why is my mind blank?
How about that time of month?
Oh, that was easy. That time of the month.
Is that time of the month? I think that's one of the most used phrases.
Yeah, is that time of the month?
Guys be like, what time? What are you talking about? What time of the month? Hey, that time of the month, man. That time of the month.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You want to say that time of the month? Uh-huh.
Or the Red River.
Ew, the red flow, yeah.
So in Hawaii, we call it ma'i. It's your ma'i.
Ma'i.
Yeah.
Menses, that's a more professional term for it. Menses.
Oh,
Menstruation.
That's true, the real term. Yes, I started my menstruation.
I am in menses right now.
I'm sad. I'm so sad. Well, I wonder what guys call it. They probably just call it, oh, crap.
Oh, crap.
You know? They probably call it, oh, crap.
They call it BJ for a week. Shower sex.
Well, speaking of, I was gonna ask you, speaking of, how do you think guys feel about that? I know there's some guys that are totally cool with being intimate when a woman's on her period, and then there's the guys that are like, heck no. What
I've
have you?
my experiences have been mostly with guys who don't care. They're not gonna like go down on me during that time of the month, but shower, lay a towel down, whatever, you know.
Right, right. I
What
think the
about you?
college age guys, I think the college age guys don't really care. I was talking to a guy the other day who said when he was in college, he didn't care at all. It was just he was gonna get stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get it when you can.
That's right. So speaking of we were talking about the heavy flow a while ago, and I was talking about how mine's pretty light. You know, at my age now, I get, you know, it's pretty sporadic as well. It comes and goes here and there. It's not usually heavy, or it's extremely heavy for a day.
Hmm.
But anyway, it's interesting. It's interesting that the flows change. They fluctuate with your age. You know.
Uh, I've noticed as I can't really say that because I've been on this birth control for probably almost 9 years. So it's been 9 years since I've gotten an actual regular period every month.
You know what time it is?
What time is it, Groovy?
It's time to leave the bathroom and see what the guys are doing.
Aha! So who are we
Caution,
inviting in now?
enter at your own risk. So now we're going to take a few minutes and bring in some guys. See if any of these guys want to give their ideas, suggestions, stories, or topics. First, we're going to bring in best friends first.
Hey,
Everyone,
hey!
and Papa J. This is Papa J, everybody.
Congratulations,
White, are you
lady.
still here, D. White?
What's up?
D. White, are you in the building?
I ain't something I see you, love.
Let's see,
So,
we got one
I'm
more
gonna let
guy
him-
coming in.
Okay,
All
so
right,
we
guys.
talking about what are we
So
calling
we
it?
were just in the girls' ladies' room, and in the ladies' room, we were discussing a pretty hard, gnarly topic. It's our periods. How do you guys feel about the period?
I call it sticky week.
Let me put out D. White and bring him back. Hang on. Oh, there he's at.
Yo,
What's up?
for
You call it
real.
sticky
Cat, I
week?
see you. I see you, Cat.
Papa J, you call it
You
sticky
a-
week?
Yeah, because you know what? You say it's natural lube, and it is. If
It
you're a
does.
full pump chump fucking for a minute, that shit takes a long time, my boy, and that shit starts getting sticky, you feel me?
I call it. I'm gonna go to battle. I'm getting ready for a war. I like
Is that because
War
of,
paint.
go to war, baby. Let's go. I
He's
like
got the
that
war
you
paint.
have the petroleum flow.
what's best friends? We can only talk, you guys. We have to talk one at a time so we can hear each other.
So,
I like when you guys have the linoleum flow.
What's the linoleum flow?
The linoleum flow. You know, you're on the floor. The linoleum flow. It happens. You know, linoleum flow.
I'm not comprehending. Hey.
Then I guess it's never happened for you.
hey, dude,
I have
you
no
said
idea.
white
I'm
towels,
just
but
laughing.
they're all pink, you feel me?
You said the, you know, light flow, heavy flow, the linoleum flow.
I just know I'm getting head for a week.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you
It's
got
head
legs
week.
on him, you
That's
baby
what
girl.
Ashley
We
was
doing
saying,
something,
too.
man.
What's up, Papa?
And when a lady's on her period, hey, Groovy, when a lady's on her period, that's why we got showers and bath towels. So,
Yeah. Well, I think that a girl's a lot more horny as well.
yeah.
Yes. There is nothing that feels better for period cramps than an orgasm, and I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, but that all depends on the mood, though. You could get your period and be, you know, that bitch from hell for a week,
And poopy feeling, like just
and you're not
gross.
getting it done.
Hey, let me ask all the guys something in the room. How many people has went to the grocery store and bought tampons for their lady or tampon? You feel me?
Let's only
Go
talk
ahead.
about what we've talked about so far, guys. We'll bring you guys back in to talk about more in a
Fucking
little bit.
right, thanks.
But what about we talked about the names? What about starting in public? Have you guys ever experienced a girlfriend or a wife or somebody who started in public?
I have.
Tell us
Yep.
about that.
We were at the grocery store, actually, and she didn't bring her purse in, and she asked me if she went to the bathroom, and she asked me if I could go to the parking lot and get her purse and bring it in, and I did. She started it, so I ran out to the car.
Oh,
Did you put it on your shoulder though, bro? That's the thing. You carry that bitch like a man, or you put it on your shoulder? I'm just asking, bro.
I put it on my shoulder because it matches my fucking eyes. That's why, and I can pull it up.
so
If anybody says anything to me like you, I just smack them right in the face.
did you guys know that there
you
are
go.
different days and
Yep.
different flows?
Will, motherfucker.
Did you guys know that some girls have a heavy flow on some days and lighter on other days? Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yes.
And it comes with the age as well. The more you age, and like for menopause, for instance, you know, it's sporadic, it's fluctuates, it's heavy or it's light.
Mm-hmm.
I used to mark the day that my wife had her period when it started on my calendar at work. So I knew roughly 28 days later there was going to be something else going on.
That's cool. That's
Exactly.
cool. All right, so let's talk about something right now, shall we, Ash?
That sounds good.
I was wondering, how has PMS affected you? Because a lot of girls get so moody and so mean, but I have never had PMS.
Oh, girl. PMS, I am, for people that don't know me, I am very verbal about the fact that I have bipolar disorder. And that's one of the reasons why I got this implant, is to regulate those hormone shifts, of PMS and all throughout my period. And so, man, it makes you cry nonstop. Like, you hate everybody and everything.
I've been really fortunate because most people that I know have had really serious moods. And how about putting on weight before you start your period?
No.
A couple days ago, I noticed a little bit of something extra in my stomach. I was like, oh no, I've been eating too much candy bars, but I have been eating a lot of trick-or-treat candy. I think maybe it was because I was going to start my period.
PMS, also cravings of foods like chocolate. I always craved, like, for some reason around my period, I always craved Mexican food. I don't know why.
Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Hey, I wonder what the men have to say about that. Do you think that the guys would like to share anything about PMS?
Let's see. I would
All
like
right,
to know.
Let's have a listen.
No.
Hey guys, how do you
Motherfucker.
PMS?
Some people say PMS is putting up with men's shit. Well, imagine having to put up with a woman's shit for a week when she's going through all this craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd rather put up with a man's shit and not have to give birth and not have to bleed every month. I think I'd rather do with a bad personality and moodiness for a week than have to suffer all that nonsense.
No,
Same.
no, because you ain't never lived with a woman as a man. I'm just saying though.
I used to come home when it was time from work with a huge Snickers bar, and I'd knock on the door, and the door would open a crack, and I'd slip in the Snickers bar, and I'd hear the
She doesn't even unwrap it.
Time I come
and
home,
give me a big hug because she liked chocolate. So that first day, I'm in there with the Snickers bar. Here we go.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yep, it worked for a while at least.
I love it. Well, there's another subject that I'd like to ask you about, because I still, to this day, Ashley, I get embarrassed when I have to buy tampons for some reason. I kind of always want to hide them in the middle of my groceries. It's just a part of life. Every woman has to deal with it. Have you ever gotten embarrassed when you have to buy your pads or your tampons?
I think when I was younger, like, especially because there was a CVS right by my house that I worked at when I lived in North Carolina, and I knew everybody there, so it was like that embarrassed me. Like knowing the person behind the counter, checking out my tampons for me embarrassed me. But if it's like people I don't know, I don't care.
I've seen a lot of men go into stores and buy them for their beloveds. I think that is like really impressive to me. I think that's very impressive that a man is humble enough to go in there and do that for his woman.
Yes.
Let's hear what the guys have to say about that.
All right.
Let's go back, way back to the man cave.
No, hey, that's facts. Hey, look, I did it for her. I did it for my lady, because she was PMSing, you baby. And I was like, shit, and she's watching Hallmark movies, and I hate them shit. She's gone. Give me a grocery list, girl. And I go to the self-checkout scanner. Ain't nobody looking at my shit.
Well, I went to the store multiple times for my ex, and I didn't go through the self-checkout. I just went right through the regular. I ain't got nothing to hide. It's normal.
You guys were never embarrassed buying pads or tampons for your ladies.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Hey, D. Hey, honestly, D, I agree with you right there because you know what? She ain't pregnant. She ain't pregnant.
I ain't worried about all that, man. I'm just worried. I'm gonna take care of my lady just because that's what you're supposed to do.
The most difficult part of it for me was going to that aisle, and there's like 400 million different types and packages.
She wrote down exactly what it was and took a picture of it. And so
Yeah,
I
but you
had
know
a picture. It was like slim fit or ultra this or Tampax Pearl, whatever it was. She gave me a picture. I'm in the aisle going like this. All right, that's that one. All right, got it. For real, picture.
Well, you know that way back in the day, we used to call them manhole covers.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yes.
Manhole covers. Oh my God.
That's too funny.
And finding the right fit with the thing is all important.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, we didn't have cell phones and didn't take pictures. One time I went with the empty package in my back pocket.
Yep, that's another way.
Because there's 12 million of them to pick from.
Yeah.
That's
Scented, unscented, sport, the compact, the regular, the super.
I always bought the wrong shit because she was PMSing. You feel me? I always bought the wrong shit because she was PMSing. You feel me?
That is so funny. I love it.
I think it's easy. When's the last time you all bought condoms?
Do I have to disclose that answer?
Last week?
Only if we're on the
I think that I went to try and buy them, and it's very difficult because first of all, you need to know what size it would be. You need to know what ribbed and all that stuff. Like, is it too thin? Is thin? What's safe? What's good? Like it's very difficult. So I can understand that.
So you see, it's just as difficult for us to buy tampons for you.
They're in the same aisle too.
That makes sense.
I'm surprised girls don't show you in advance what they want because that would make it easy, I think. But then you get in the
Don't
aisle.
go buy your man if you got a little dick. Don't go buy him some Magnum. Your shit gonna get lost. You feel me?
That's so funny.
It's out of you.
Get the one size fits all.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
And some men are allergic to latex and you don't know it. So you have to be careful.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that the guys don't have a problem buying tampons or pads, and yet we get embarrassed about it. Isn't that interesting, Ash?
That's weird.
Very
It's wild.
interesting.
Did you guys know that about girls, that we get a little embarrassed buying them?
No, I did not.
I didn't.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring it to another level. So do you go buy douche for your ladies or no?
We're not talking about the douche.
Who the hell you been with?
What are you asking about the douche?
Exactly. Well, shit. I'm talking about. I just brought it up.
What the fuck?
Are you asking about it or what?
Yeah, I'm saying what guys. I'm asking the guys. Would y'all buy douche for your lady too?
I buy whatever is necessary. I'm not embarrassed.
That's amazing because we get so embarrassed when we buy that kind of stuff.
And somebody give me some crap about it, I just take out my gun and cap them.
Honestly, in my older age, I am not as embarrassed anymore about it. In fact, I'm kind of like proud. I'm like, yeah, I take care of myself. You know what I mean? About
Right.
anything that I buy, feminine product.
I still kind of like. I don't want it to be the first thing on the moving. I like to put it in the middle somewhere. You know.
Douche.
Item number 311.
Right.
Douche.
Right. So, did you guys know? You guys, what do you guys feel about menopause?
You
I'm
know,
tired of
I don't
paying
know.
the heating bill
I ain't gonna tell you nothing. You know.
You're tired of paying the heating bill?
I don't know about that.
in the middle of summertime when you all have hot flashes.
You mean the air conditioning bill?
That too.
Yeah. Right.
Hot. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold.
So about
That's like
10 years, going on 11 years ago, 11 years ago now actually, I had like 5 to 7 of the symptoms of menopause already. And then I got pregnant with my son and they haven't come back. Thank God. But 11 years ago, I already had a whole bunch of the symptoms. And then I got knocked up with my son. And so far, so good, man.
my mother, she had ovarian cancer when she was 20 and had to have everything removed. So she went through early life menopause while my brother and I were growing up. Like it was like a multi-year, like decade span of menopause symptoms. And so I just remember us always be like, Mom, did you take your hormones? Like always
Wow.
freezing, you know, and
Scared about that. I'm actually scared about the whole menopause thing because, first of all, I hear that you don't get wet, and that scares the hell out of me. Second of all, I hear that you go through the heat flashes, all these miserable symptoms, and third, that it lasts forever. Why can't it just be like an overnight thing? Like just let my uterus fall out, God, so that I don't have to bleed anymore. I don't want to bleed anymore.
for real. Birth control.
Once you make the mental decision you don't have another child, you should just be able to push your uterus out or something.
Yeah.
Hysterectomy.
Yo.
Grab the coat hanger. It's got to go.
Oh no, let's not talk about that.
Too funny. All right. So, having to bleed and stay alive. How do you guys feel about that? The fact that we bleed and bleed and we stay alive. You guys have respect for that?
Anything that bleeds 7 days and lives. So
You have to fear. That's right.
Just continuously bleed. Like if you saw how much some heavy flow girls bleed, it's incredible.
I know how much. I had to throw away your stuff for a little while.
Mine?
Not yours particularly, but meaning my ex.
What have you been in my trash, man? Like what's going on here?
Until we had the discussion, throw away your own stuff. Please don't leave it in the bathroom. Please,
Oh, yeah.
please talk trash bin, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Don't ever flush that shit down the fucking toilet. Yo.
Well, you can't flush pads.
Yeah, you got to go down the toilet.
Only tampons.
Tell some of them that shit. They don't know better.
Only tampon. Either the cardboard applicators and the insertion. Those go down the toilet. But the plastic applicators go in the trash.
And pads go in the trash.
Yeah.
now we'll know going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? It's kind of like the condom is supposed to go in the trash, not down the toilet, they say.
I
Really?
just leave it on.
You leave it on, do you?
There's enough sperm in mine. They walk themselves.
Oh my God.
Gross.
Too funny. So I was talking to a couple guys today and recently, and they were talking about how, well, let's talk about girl talk first. They were talking, just Ash and I, we were talking about how when you're younger and you start your period, it's just pads. You're not to use tampons. Now, I was speaking with a gentleman earlier today, and his daughter, he said she's 14 and he's more than willing to go buy her pads, but he will never buy her tampons. I thought that was very interesting. And my dad, when I started, he said, I don't understand how a woman can wear a tampon and still be a virgin. My dad couldn't comprehend that.
What?
And so I'm really interested in your opinion, Ash, and then what the guys are going to have to say about that.
Well, first of all, virginity is a spiritual concept. So to me, a tampon cannot take your virginity, only penetrative sex. So what
So you
he's
saying
talking
so
about,
you
I
could
have no
put a
idea.
tampon in and so you could put a tampon in and it doesn't break the hymen. You good?
Correct. It does not go that far back.
But I lost my virginity to the lake because my hymen broke when I jumped off of a cliff into the water at this lake that we were at one summer, and it broke my hymen, and I about died.
Wait, what happened, Ash? Say that again.
I was
What lake
on a
took your
cliff
virginity?
jumping into a lake,
Oh my
jumping
God.
into a lake, and the
That's
water
amazing.
just, yeah,
Wow.
the
Wow.
rush of the water because I was so high up.
Oh my gosh. How do you guys feel about that? Best friends, why don't you give us a little insight
About hymens?
about thinking about the girls not being virgins or not being virgins, and purchasing, if you had a daughter, purchasing tampons or pads for your child.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really get much education on tampons or pads or whatever until I was serious with my first fiance, first wife, and I had to go out and buy them with her or for her, you know, and she explained to me, I need only these extra wide ones or whatever ones. I never was, faced with the idea of it until I was on my way to get married or serious. So I didn't get that education. Just like we're having this little talk about it, I would believe what I was told. Yeah, but I knew about virginity and the hymen and where it is and all that stuff. You don't associate tampons and maxi pads with virginity. Most people don't, unless they don't know. So it's all up to the education. What you're educated and what you share with your family, your friends, or whoever. So, I mean,
What about you, Papa J? How about you? Have you ever had experience with that, or heard of anyone's experience where they felt that the child should only use pads? Because I thought that was very interesting to hear that from not just my father, but to hear that from another father on this platform today.
I haven't. But I can tell y'all this, and now we talking about this. Now we're gonna talk about tampons and we're talking about maxi pads with wings and all that. I could have anybody, I know all of y'all have heard of TSS.
Well,
Toxic
let's
shock syndrome.
yeah,
yeah.
let's talk about that in just a minute,
Thank
okay,
you.
Papa J? We'll talk about that right next. D White, what about you as far as about having the younger you are not using tampons and only pads and so on and so forth?
So I understand where he was coming from, just on an I can just hear it, but I do not agree with that in any way, shape, or form. I think there's, you lose your virginity obviously with sex, penetration, yada yada. Like even when her hymen broke from the water jump, she was still a virgin. I mean,
Absolutely.
it means nothing. Even if your hymen break, it doesn't matter. So you're not a virgin no more when you have penetrative sex. That's just the end of the story.
Gotcha. All right, Jay, why don't you go ahead and go back to what you were getting ready to say about the toxic shock syndrome?
I just want to hear all your opinion about TSS. What do y'all know about that?
All right. Well,
I wanna hear
I'll
it.
tell you that I've come close to having it a couple times where I forgot to take the tampon out. I would start getting a horrible, painful migraine. Like, I'm talking horrible pain. And I couldn't figure out what's wrong. And then I remembered, oh my God, I left my tampon in. And so that happened, I'd say, a good handful of times in my whole life.
Have you
Where,
ever, sorry,
go ahead, Josh.
I was going to ask, have you ever accidentally put in a second one?
I did that once before.
I've done it twice.
Yeah, I did that once before. And that's, that's a
Because you
little
don't
dangerous.
feel it. Once it's in, as long as it's entered correctly,
Yeah.
the correct way and the correct, distance, you don't feel it.
Exactly. Because it's not like it's back there pushing on the back wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
So
only
what-
hanging out. It's only hanging out midstream. You know.
So what happens when you put two in? How do you need to go to somebody to have them taken out, or can you do it yourself?
I did it myself.
It'll slowly come out. When you take the first one out, all of a sudden the other will be there because it's full of blood most likely by that point. So it will weigh itself out with gravity and weight. But it's very dangerous, very, very dangerous. Now, have you ever gotten migraines from having one in too long, Ash?
Cramps. I've gotten cramps.
Interesting. And they were worse than your typical PMS cramp.
Oh yeah, they were like sharp stabbing, like the kind of sharp stabbing pain that you get like goosebumps from. You know what I mean?
And then you just remember it all of a sudden?
People
Or...
die from that.
Yeah.
I felt it. Like I started to feel it. Like you said, it gravity, the blood, all of it, and I was like, oh crap. So I had to kind of help usher it along.
So here's a kind of a different look, a different aspect of the tampon. What about when you're ready to have sex and you're like, oh, I gotta take that thing out, right? You pull it out and you're like, it's embarrassing, isn't it? Like, oh, let me go pull this out real quick. I'll be right back. Hold that thought.
Put it in trash can.
Can I help you? Can I help you with anything?
I had a guy help me take it out one time. That was part of the routine of turning me on, like, oh, let me help you take your tampon out. And I was like, really? You got to warn a girl about this kind of thing. You can't just take it out.
That's too funny. All right, guys, who of you have taken a tampon out? Let's admit it. Hands up. One admission. One admission. D. White, tell us about that one, D.
I was just curious about it, and she's like, "You want to take it out?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went to the bathroom or the bath, like shower, and and I got on my knees and I reached in, and she's like, "Feel for the string," and she said, "Pinch it really hard and just pull straight out," and it came straight out, and I was like, and she actually showed me a full one, put it in like a cup of water. Them little small ones just, I mean, I couldn't imagine how big it got. I mean, if you put it in a cup of water, it filled it completely up, roll the wall.
Yeah, luckily they never get like that inside of us because they never fill up like that with blood. They never.
I know, but I did not fathom that it would be like that.
Right? Yeah, they've got some absorption power. So I have a joke. What does the elephant use as a tampon?
It's an old joke. I know the answer, but go ahead.
A sheep.
Yes. And the sheep like it. It's like going back where they came from.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Have you ever put in a tampon that was too, like, it was super and you weren't quite super, and then you had to take it out and it was dry?
Hard to pull those suckers out, man.
That's no fun.
Your walls be clinging onto that. That does not want to come out very easily.
You wait. You're like, I'm leaving that.
About putting one in right after.
Oh.
It's not easy. You're not wet. It's not easy to put it in. You guys should know that.
Or learning how to put one in, period. The first time.
At the angle toward the lower back of your spine.
You
got the papers out and you're like reading, like, what angle do I get at?
Now I feel
He's asking at this
better being a man.
What's that?
After hearing all this description about all the different things, I feel 100 times better about being a man.
But I want to go to the store and buy my girl the right shit. You feel me?
So Texas Rose, you've never worn tampons. Interesting. And Haley asked, had the string ever broke? I never had a string break, but I know that they have occasionally crept up, and you have to dig a little bit to grab that string, depending on like if you went swimming, jumped in the pool or something thereafter, things of this sort. If you put it in too deep, you might have to go digging, a little bit. It's weird because you have to stick your fingers in there, like, and that's kind of what a guy is supposed to do, not a girl.
Or if you've got like pubic hair and you go to grab it with like paper towel, or not paper towel, toilet paper, and you grab some of the pubic hair as well at the same time. And you pull it out. That's the worst.
I can't relate with that one, Ashley, but
God
I hear
damn.
you. I hear you. I hear you. That was see, I don't like how it gets stuck in the elastic, you know? Oh, have you ever been in a swimming suit, Ashley, and had the string sticking off to the side?
No, because I'm insecure about. I always wear shorts.
It's a pool, it's a fucking paracord, you feel me? Yo, let's go.
When you realize somebody tells you that your string is sticking out of your bathing suit, you're like, what? Especially being younger.
You still know better.
So I've learned now, how do you put your strings, Ashley? What I do is I pull mine up one side and pull that halfway down the other.
I would have just said it's just my ripcord hanging out.
That's a paracord. It's a ripcord.
I always kind of situate mine forward a little bit, just so that
I like to put mine over my shoulder.
over the shoulder. I like to put mine.
How many big string you have there, best friend?
There we go. What do you think? Or how about over the shoulder? That
It's
good?
an awfully big string, guys.
I got an awfully big one.
That's mine. There you go. See that? Hey, D, you see that, D?
Hey, where's that sheep when
Throw
you
it over
need it?
your shoulder, my boy.
Where's
So
that
I'm curious what guys talk about in the bathroom. Do you guys tell each other in the bathroom, like, oh, my old lady's on her period right now? Or do you guys talk about that at all, ever? Do your other guy friends? Or is that totally an undiscussed?
Yeah, that happened in lifetime.
I don't ever talk about my significant other. I never talk about my significant other like that ever.
So you never tell anybody that she's on her period, or she's all moody because she's on her period this week.
Actually, that happened to me once. My second wife, she and I went out to dinner with her best friend and his husband, and they both went to the bathroom, and at the restaurant.
Hold on, you said his husband. Did you just say his husband? Did
No,
you just say
her
his
husband. Her husband. Anyway, so they both went to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And now here I am, with her husband, and he said, you have to, I have to excuse her. She's just started her period. She's a little moody because she was a little bitchy at the table. And the funny thing was, my wife had just started hers as well, and she was a little bitchy. So we both got a laugh because they were both bitchy.
Best friends. Exactly what I was going to talk about next.
Hey, that sounds like
when women hang out together, they end up cycling together. Girls in school, in high school, you and your entire girlfriend group all cycle together.
Mm-hmm.
When you hang out with your friends, did you guys know that?
That's crazy.
Yes.
Ashley, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, all of my besties and we all had the same cycle. Like
That
it was
also
down to the
happens-
day.
That also happens in offices with large numbers of women that work together.
Absolutely.
It was
That I knew.
Don't mess with us week is what it was. That's what we called it. Like
y'all
don't
complimenting
F
each
with
other's
us
shoes. That's why.
Papa and P, what about you guys? Have you guys ever heard
Y'all complimenting each other's shoes.
about, okay,
Y'all
Papa, he
y'all
said
get each
we
other
talk
horny.
about old lady. What about you, D? Why
you
you ever talk about your girl being on her period with your friends, or discuss their PMS? BMS.
I didn't hear the beginning because he was talking.
Do you ever talk with your friends about your girlfriend, your significant other, your wife, whatever, being on her period, so she's moody, or I had to go get tampons for her, or whatever? Do you ever discuss that with your guy friends, or is that totally a forbidden subject with the men?
So it's not forbidden, but I just don't bring it up because, one, it's none of their business because it's an intimate thing, and I know it's normal, natural, automatic. It's nature. So I understand that it's a really bad week for her, and I wouldn't want to be in that situation. So I'm gonna do anything I can to help her out. So no, I never ever downplayed it or told anybody about it. I just go with the flow and just do what I got to do and just keep it between us.
There you go.
No
All right.
pun intended. Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Flow.
No
Heavy
pun.
flow,
No
light
pun
flow, or
intended.
no
You feel me?
flow.
Go with the flow. No pun intended, yo. Yeah, my boy.
Heavy flow, no flow, or light flow, right?
Exactly.
So, one more thing we're going to talk about is the light flow session. During the light flow, you know how it changes colors.
Yeah. Goes to brown.
It turns brown. I think that is so
Nah, I don't
creepy.
fuck with brown. Fuck with
Um,
brown.
It's just, I think it's weird. And so it's not just me then, Ashley, it's you as well.
Yep.
Okay. Did you guys know that?
Isn't that when the vagina glows in the dark?
What? That's a Scorpio.
That's when you with them glow in the dark condom. You feel me, my boy?
At the end of the period, it glows in
Wendy.
the dark.
Wendy said that's because at that point it's no longer blood, it's also the lining of your universe.
Uterus.
Uterus.
Yes, the uterus is the universe.
Yes, it is.
John? Here,
It
do your
creates
sign, Ashley. Get your sign. Let's do a real quick promo. Welcome to Groovy. Welcome to Groovy and Ashes,
Babe Cave.
where it's like being a fly on the wall in the girls' bathroom.
So roll a joint and smoke it.
This is what you've walked into there, John. You walked into the Babe Cave.
Hold on, Groovy. I don't see comments.
Where we have different discussions. Ooh. We have different discussions and detailed discussions. And we come in and we ask the men their perspective.
You said being a fly on the wall.
Thank you. Love it. You're a fly on the wall in the girls' bathroom. Yeah, we have so many different topics to come, you guys. This is the very first episode we've ever had. So everyone that's here, if you guys are here still, please throw 1 in the commenting section. We'd love to see who's still here. We appreciate you all for coming. Thank you very much, Haley. Now that we've reached the end, may I request a snap? Because I like to clap that ass. Oh my goodness, Ozzy. Swiss, thank you. John, thank you. It's not the end of the show. We have 15 minutes left. What we're going to do is we're going to discuss something that we want to answer questions now. Ashley and I want to answer questions. So if you guys want to come up with a couple of questions for us, we would love to answer your questions. Give you guys a minute to come up with some question if you can. And just in case you guys didn't know, I'm multitasking. I can listen, ignore, and forget all at the same time.
Thanks.
And if something here offends you, please let us know. We can all use a good laugh.
Truth.
I love it. All right. You guys have any questions for us? Anyone have any questions?
Swiss Cheeses says, do you wipe left to right or counterclockwise?
All right. We wipe from front to back. Thank you for bringing that up, Swiss. Girls wipe from the front to the back. It's imperative, which is why it's so much easier to clean up a baby boy's diaper than a girl's diaper. It's imperative that you wipe from the front to the back. If you wipe in reverse, then you'll get feces into the girl's vagina, and that can cause a lot of serious problems.
Mm-hmm.
Front to back, always. It wasn't actually left to right or counterclockwise. That's funny you asked. Thank you for asking that, Swiss. We appreciate that.
Maybe they just think a
left,
little different.
left to right. Don't you wipe it down your butt cheek then? How does everybody else wipe? Front to back, back to front, left to right, right to left, or in a clockwise motion?
I got a question.
What's your question?
When we're at like a club or at like a dinner or whatever, why y'all go to the bathroom at the same goddamn time? What the hell are you guys doing there? Damn.
We're actually discussing topics that we don't.
I knew you son of a bitch. I knew it.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about stuff.
with that, we might be discussing how to get out of the date.
Yeah.
Maybe doing after the date with this guys. A lot of times these guys go to the club.
Hey, John, Brad, and Steve, I gotta go take a leak. Come hold us.
I ain't never said this shit in my life, mama.
We don't go in the same stall. We just go into the restroom together and we talk while we're going to the restroom. And
Why does women's restroom? Okay, I got a question. Why does women's restroom actually?
Pads and tampons, guys. See, tampons, I think, are much more clean. When you're wearing a pad, that blood be rubbing all over your lips.
John.
When you're wearing a pad, that be rubbing all over your lips to make you nasty, dirty. And blood has a smell. So it's you feel a lot more
women's
cool.
restrooms are nasty, motherfucker. Find out. Fuck around, find out.
It could be from the girls who wear the pads, but I think
Women-
the man's bathroom stinks.
I also think because of where I work, I have to use a public restroom with multiple stalls. But I think women like to hover as well, and they don't care what kind of mess they leave behind. If that makes any sense. I've seen many toilets destroyed from obvious hovering.
That's why they created those toilet seats for people.
The toilet seat covers.
Yes,
Yeah,
people don't want to use them, I guess.
A lot of places don't have those anymore. Or they're empty.
He's just
They're
talking about
out.
the toilet seat itself.
I don't ever hardly
Hey,
see
thank you
them
for the fact- hey,
stocked
listen.
on those anymore.
If anyone's new to Groovy's Beach Stream, please hit me with a favorite as well as all four of these people. Ashley is my co-host. We have our three wonderful, wonderful men that are giving their opinions, perspectives, questions. We have Best Friends First, Papa J, and D White. Please favorite all five of us. If you guys would kindly, we would appreciate that. Nathan, thank you for the favorite. Everyone that's favorite any of us, we thank you. We appreciate it.
Wait.
So I want to give a real quick explanation of some of the shows to come. We have, this is our very first episode, you guys. So how you like it so far, Ashley?
I love it.
I think it's fabulous.
I do too.
I think this is wonderful. I love it as well. So we have up and coming topics such as boyfriends, breakups, laziness, cheating, bad hair days. We have the date, is he broke? Should you go Dutch or should the guy buy? Or maybe the girl should buy.
I love Dutch.
We have coupons on a date. Cars. We have love. Is it real? What depth?
No, bitch, you can't get cheese on it. You feel me? I got the
All
coupon.
these shows are about me.
I'm playing.
Stalkers, kids, friendly or flirting, flowers, anniversary dates, one night stands, intimacy, shape and size. We have, are you a slut or are you the man? Role play, smoking, wardrobe malfunctions, not texting back. Guys buying maxi pads we covered tonight. Girls buying them we covered, which I thought was very, very interesting that the girls are more embarrassed and the guys don't really care. That was very interesting to me. Loud music, sports, condoms, is buying them embarrassing? The preference, the size. I'd like to discuss that a little bit more in depth, even on this, after I go over the rest of the shows we're going to be doing in the future. Dishes, cooking, cleaning, trash, horror stories.
Swiss cheese. Hey, Swiss cheese said, "What's your favorite dinosaur?" Mine's Lick-a-Lot-a-Puss. Okay?
A Megasaurus, a Lickalotopus.
Yeah, Lickalotopus is my favorite too.
I just like the pterodactyl.
The pterodactyl's the bomb.
Pterodactyl, yeah.
We have, do you get angry if a gay guy hits on you? What about if a girl hits on you? What about hairstyles, extensions, fake eyelashes, Botox, padded bras, cup size preferences, skinny or thick, long-term relationships without marriage, ultimatums, long-distance relationships, one-night stands. Keep it inside your shaft or spit or swallow. Hair, no hair, manscaping, fetishes, orgasms, fake, real beards, sex, food, therapy, addictions, party real, really, oh, real. Everybody is partly real. That's partly real. I'm sorry, but I'm 100% fully real. Okay, cool. So remember, guys, we are all pink inside. That's something that we want to discuss as well someday. We're all different. You can't do everybody, so remember that. And
Hey, Steve, chill out, bro. Chill the fuck out, bro.
I appreciate everybody for coming. It didn't last as long as I thought it would. The show would. But does anyone else if anyone in the commenting section have any questions about periods, any questions about anything? If you just got here, you might have missed most of the show. If you would like to ask any questions, now would be a great time. You can ask to the guys or to us. Anyone, Bueller. Feel free to ask a question if anyone has any questions. Or tell us a story. If you want to jump in the box, we can switch you with one of the guys. If you're a gentleman, you want to jump in the box and say something about our topic today, we're more than welcome to take other men as well into the box.
They love taking men out.
That means
The
two.
more men in the box, the merrier.
I'm going to jump out and let a willing victim jump in.
All right, well then if somebody does come in, well, there you go. All right. Men in the box, Wendy, men in the box. Does anyone else want to jump in the box? Wendy, you're welcome to. Ladies are welcome to jump in the box as well. Thank you, Jean-Paul. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so anyone, here we go. We've got somebody jumping in the box right now. We've got Swiss cheeses, great. His opinion is going to be interesting. It's very exciting. He's also going to be a contestant on my game show Tuesday night, right? Oh, I got you mixed up. Yeah, yeah.
I believe my picture got sent.
Okay, good. So anyway, what would you like to say about our conversation in chat tonight?
Which part of it?
Any part of it. Any part at all. Anything, do you have any questions? Do you want to have any perspectives, any stories you want to share with us? Anything about girls having their periods?
No.
No.
I don't know about you, Groovy.
You just wanted to get in the box for
What's
clout?
the worst red carpet situation you've been in?
The worst red carpet. Ash, I'm going to let you start with this one.
What?
Okay.
He has a big clock.
Mine's a pretty fantastic story.
Motherfucker looking like a honky ass Flavor Flav, man. Hey, let me tell you something, man. What you said about fucking, hold on, pause me, bro. What did you say about
Whoa. Wait. Try and watch the F-bombs, okay, Papa J? Uh-oh, there we go. Please, Papa J, just try and watch the F-bombs. We're trying to, we are being recorded.
Okay. So I went to the Cayman Islands with my family, and of course, anytime I go on a family trip, I start my period. So I was on my period, and we were going to go parasailing one day. We'd already had it booked, the whole 9 before this all happened. I'd already agreed. And it was my brother and I that were going to be up parasailing. And I was on my period. I had a tampon and a pad because it was the heaviest day of my period. And so I snuck over to the boat driver because he was dropping people in the water. And I was like, listen here, buddy, please don't drop me in the water. I'm wearing a pad. Like, I can't take it off now. There's no way to take it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm stuck on this boat. So he's like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry. You're not going to go in the water. Don't worry. Don't. Drops me in the water with my brother. That's not the worst part. The worst part is he realizes his mistake. We're already halfway in the water, and he rips like to start driving, and my tankini came down while my dad was filming. So that's my worst red carpet story.
Wow.
That's bad.
The only thing I have to say about my red carpet, I don't really have an actual red carpet story.
Thank you, best friends.
The only time I actually got caught with a lot of blood on my pants was when I was being piggybacked on a girlfriend's back, And then this guy went to spank my butt, so I went to kick and kick and kick, and I slid down her back, and a pencil went right up into my thigh. So then I was bleeding. But other than that, I've had a really terrible, terrible period where I could go through a super and a big pad in like an hour. Do a super tampon and a large pad in an hour. It was scary. Bleeding that heavy is very, very scary.
Crazy.
Happy birthday. Thank you, Gritty.
Try and blow out the candles for you.
Oh, I didn't blow them out. I love
Best
it.
friend,
Tell us,
thank you.
Wendy. Yeah, Wendy, you want to jump in the box and tell us yours? You're welcome to.
Thank
Anybody else want to jump in the box? Now's the great time. We've got 4 minutes left of the show. We're taking anybody. Anyone's welcome to jump in and share anything they want or ask any questions. Here we go. We have Wendy.
Welcome, Wendy.
Welcome, welcome, Wendy. It's good to have you.
So I have
Nice
two
to meet you,
actually.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
Wendy.
What would you like to share with us,
Yeah,
Wendy?
Okay, so I actually have two. So my first one was my first period I ever got, right? So my mom, because I got my period super early, I was only 10. And my mom hadn't got to talk to me about it yet. So I was out and I was the only girl in our neighborhood, okay? So I'm out playing kickball with the boys. And one of the boys like hits me with the ball to get me out, and suddenly he sees blood like all over my legs. And he's like, "Oh no, what did I do to you? What did I do to you?" And I was like, "I don't know, nothing hurts. What do you mean?" I look down. I'm wearing bright pink shorts too. So all the blood is like pulled around my crotch too. Like he thought he hurt me bad. And there's blood like just rushing down my legs, right? And I was like, "I don't know what you did. It doesn't hurt." And so I run inside, right? And I take my shorts down. I see blood everywhere. And I'm like, Mom, I got vagina cancer.
Oh,
And
bless her.
all the boys for the whole rest of the week, though, they were saying that you broke my vagina.
Damn.
They were like, "I can't believe you broke Winnie's vagina. Poor Winnie. She's never going to play kickball with us again." And I tell my mom I got vagina cancer and all this stuff. And like, so then she has to talk to me about it. And I remember going, "Are you freaking kidding me? This is going to happen to me once a month until I'm 60? This is bullshit."
Wow.
Like,
Go,
oh, thank
girl.
you, best friend.
Trauma
I
to
was
the
so
life.
upset. I was so upset. And I think the next most embarrassing time was on my 16th birthday. And it was my first actual date because my daddy said I couldn't date anyone until I was 16.
Same.
Because he's a pastor, all like, no date until you're 16. And to mind you, I didn't even have my first boyfriend until I was 18 because I thought they were all nimskulls. And I was like, "You're all too stupid anyway." But I was so excited. And I got this little like light pink dress. It was so cute. And like I made myself all pretty. It was this cute little pink sundress, right? And the guy was taking me out for ice cream, and then we were gonna go to the like lake and
I
feed the
noticed
ducks.
you and Pink have a thing together.
I know. I don't wear pink anymore, needless to say. No pink bottoms for me.
Anytime you crave to wear a pink outfit, you should wear a tampon and a pad.
I know,
Wear a
right?
pad
I'm
already.
allergic
just in
to
case.
I'm allergic to pads. I can't wear them.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Tell us about that, actually. And then tell your story. I love the story.
Okay, so there's something in the like, you know how pads have the special like absorption stuff, like the crystallized and stuff in them. There's something in that I'm highly allergic to, and it breaks me out, like full on, like not even hives, like blisters.
Wow.
Like the first time I wore a pad, I had blisters down there.
Oh.
It was the most painful thing in the entire world.
So what did you do at age 10? You weren't allowed to wear a pad. You had to start with tampons at age 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, which of course I was like, Daddy said you're not supposed to stick anything in there.
Oh.
My daddy said that nothing is supposed to go up there until you're married. So I was so confused. I had gina cancer and I was sticking things where they weren't supposed to go.
Oh, bless your heart, Wendy. How traumatizing. That's so young.
Yeah, but when I was 16, so we went to the lake to feed the ducks, right? And I really liked this guy. Like, he was the first guy to ask me out on a date. I was so excited. And I stood up, and he was like, oh, no. And I thought I sat in duck poop or something, Because he's like, look at the back of your dress. And I looked, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
On your first date.
I was mortified. I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, can you come pick me up? Because I can't even look at this guy right now. And
Your first date on your 16th birthday.
yeah.
That is quite the story, Wendy. Wow.
I was like, this isn't even fair. Because, like, I didn't even know I was supposed to start, so I couldn't be prepared because, like, I was so, like, erratic. Like, I could go 3 months with nothing and then have something, and then, like, I was so, like, crazy.
And it sounds like you're like me, where when you start, the floodgates open.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a gentle start.
But, like, I've had an IUD for the past 5 years, and I haven't had to buy a tampon in 5 years. It's been
I have
glorious.
next one on implant in my arm.
So I want to get an implant. I don't like bleeding. I don't need
First date, you are ready to mate. Oh,
How's the
no.
Mirena ring in?
I just want to say real quick to the gentlemen, I just want to give you mad props for
all 3 of them.
like just keeping level heads and like this topic's not an easy topic for gentlemen, so I just appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. You guys.
Appreciate you,
Oh,
Wendy,
thanks.
baby.
Oh, D, you need to go check something, by the way.
I know, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Groovy, thank you, love. And Wendy, I'm
Oh.
gonna play with you, love. Baby.
What was that,
I'm gonna play
darling?
with you, baby girl.
I thought I had you favorited because I came in here.
Hey, D White. Hey, D White, I'm gonna come fuck with you. Hey, D White, I'm gonna come fuck with you on your auction, my boy.
It's easy. Remember, you and I had
Papa
our
J.
love who's
No
gonna have the
F-bombs.
top thing. So I know who you were.
What?
I knew who you were because you're D's a top
the F-bomb,
gifter.
my bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was only his top gifter for 20 minutes, but it was a glorious 20 minutes.
Is that how you found me?
Oh, yeah, that Wendy.
Is that how you found me? You just typed in my name? You searched my name?
No,
Yeah, I
told
just
her.
had because D said he was going to be over here, so
I
I was
told
like,
her.
I'll go support her show.
Cool. Tonight's our premiere episode. It is been
What a you know this has been a bloody topic you got going on here. Bloody, damn bloody topic.
bloody. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like Santa, it's like, you know what? It's like Santa Clarita's diet. You feel me? That's how bloody this shit felt to me. Just saying.
Okay, what, Groovy?
What's that?
I can't hear you, Groovy.
Hang on one second. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and exit my guest, except for Ash, my co-host.
Bye, darling.
Thank you, guests, for coming in. D. White, Papa J, Wendy, thank you all so much for coming in. And we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Sorry about that, Papa J. Ashley, it has been a wonderful show. I think we've got a lot we're going to be able to discuss and talk about. It's been a great time.
I agree.
And I think that for our very first premiere episode of the
Babe
Groovy and Ashes
Cave.
I think it came across really well. We did a great job. A big, huge shout out to Best Friends First, Papa J, and D. White.
Yeah.
Both appreciate you guys so very much for being here tonight. So very much for stepping up, stepping in, and just helping our show be a hit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Without further ado, everyone, we are now officially ending Groovy and Ashes.
Babe Cave. Mwah.
Thank you all for coming. And that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap. Choo-choo.
All right, now we can. Did you see me sneak the vape behind my side?
Mm-hmm.
I could vape if I wanted to, but it's like I forgot we were gonna go featured, so I should have. Hopefully, we get featured. You never know. A wheel for me.
Woo!
Oh, thank you.
La 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 la. I'm singing in your mic for you.